Hey guys, Jeff Joyner coming to you. So excited and honored to be coming back to the Launchpreneur Academy this November. And I got to tell you, you need to be there. There's no better place to be if you are a business owner or a couple running a business in the green space than the Launchpreneur Academy. It's going to stretch you. It's going to educate you. You're going to leave there inspired, motivated, equipped, and prepared to accomplish extraordinary things in your business. We'll see you there.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It's your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging out with you guys. And today we've got an exciting guest interview. So many guest interviews coming down the pike, and so many of you guys wanting to be on the show, should be on the show. And I'm excited about sharing your story on the show. Say that 5 times fast. But any which way, guys, today we are joined by a good friend of mine that I've got to befriend at expos, through Instagram, social media, just getting to make friends out there on the internet, just like so many of you guys. So we are joined today with Eric Hughes from the EH Group, joining us from, where are you guys at again, Eric? Over in Ohio? Is that right?
Yeah, Columbus, Ohio. Yes, sir.
C-bus in the house, amen. So,
amen.
This is how you know you're from Ohio. Ready? OH?
IO.
Hey, there you go. That's the first and last time I'll do that, but having fun. I love Ohio. You guys are, I call you guys like the Shire, you know, like in Lord of the Rings. Like I have to go through Ohio to get to anywhere I want to go. And it's just like rolling green grass and farms forever.
I know.
Until you get to like a beautiful city like Columbus and the good old 23 to 15 Southeast, you know, and I've taken that trek many a times. But anyway, let's talk about you and your lawn care story today, man. If you guys aren't following Eric on social media, you guys should. He's got a really great company, a lot of good things going on, tons of mowing, tons of landscaping. We're going to break it all down today. But let's do this really quick, Eric. You've listened to the show and you're a regular listener. Let's do a little snapshot. What's your company look like right now? Are you guys still mowing? And then what are you guys doing day to day?
Yeah, day to day, mostly mowing right now in mid-July. Still got landscape projects where we've been busy all summer, and so we've just been blessed to keep up with that, and just looking forward to fall aeration, split seeding, and then fall cleanups. And
Amen. What are you guys doing for mowing right now? Do you get a couple crews, a couple guys? Because I know you have a couple mowers. So what's your mowing operation look like?
Yeah, so I've got about 80 mowing accounts. I subcontract 10 or 12 to a friend of mine who's a retired firefighter. He just wanted to keep busy. I said, sure, I can help you out with that.
Okay.
And so I just take 10% off of that. And then the rest of them, we mow. So I have kind of like a crew of 4 to 5 guys. And we, especially during the summer, and then during the school year, like I go down to about 2 or 3 guys.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll send out 2 trucks. Like 3 days a week we'll be mowing those yards, and then on the other 5 days a week I'm kind of doing the landscaping stuff. And then earlier in the week, Monday, Tuesday, my other 2 guys are on the mowing crew. Monday, Tuesday they come and help us do the bigger landscape projects. I kind of schedule bigger ones for those days, and then the smaller ones Thursday, Friday, we have a few less guys on the landscaping crew. So
nice. Do you guys participate with anything snow removal, or are you guys just strictly lawn landscape?
Yeah, we do snow removal.
Okay.
Columbus, Ohio last year was a good year. The past 2 years prior, not so good.
Yeah.
But comes and goes.
Yeah.
So.
Amen. Yeah. It can be hit or miss, especially from basically like Michigan South. It's like you could get a great winter, and then other winters you could be just literally twiddling your thumbs, and you get maybe 2 or 3 events, and you're like, well, that wasn't very profitable. And then other years it's a record breaking year, and you can bank some serious money. So it's snow business is a big gamble. We'll be doing some more snow podcasts here coming up really soon. So let's do this. I want to hear a little bit more from your story, man. You and I have been buds for quite a while. I think you were one of the first people I got to meet at GI Plus Expo a handful of years ago. I don't know if you guys ever can relate, but whenever you go to a live event, whether it's Launchpreneur Academy Live or J Plus Expo or other industry trade show and events, you always look for buddies or friends or people you know, or like people that you got to share a slice of pizza with, or you guys got dinner with just randomly. And so every time I go to J Plus Expo, I'm like, I wonder if I'm going to bump into Eric. I know he's around here somewhere. And sure enough, usually we get to cross paths at least once or twice during the show and just swap stories. And hey, man, did you see this? Or hey, man, did you see that? So it's always a good time. And so I always get to enjoy hanging out with you. And plus, you give me a bunch of crap on Instagram, which is always fun. You're my BS meter. You know what I mean? You're like,
yeah, right.
Yeah, you're always like, hey man, what do you think about this? Hey man, what do you think about that? And you'll be the first one to be like, hey man, this thing sucks. Hey, this thing sucks. And so I always appreciate that honesty. And you guys, I just love ribbing and rabbing, on the internet and having fun with you guys as well. So let's do this really quick. I want to hear from today's show sponsors. We got to take care of the announcements, the show sponsors, and get to hear all the latest and greatest going around in our ecosystem and in our neck of the woods. And then we're going to come right on back and hear a little bit more from Eric, including some different equipment that he gets access to and gets to use that we don't get to see up here in Michigan as much. So I'm excited about going down that rabbit hole with him right when we come on back after hearing from today's show sponsors.
We want to thank the lawn and landscape community for making GIE Plus Expo their place to reunite as an industry. Like a family reunion, thousands of dealers, landscape pros, and contractors return annually to network, share ideas, learn best practices, and make new friends. It all starts Wednesday, October 20th with the opening reception and continues into the night with free concerts in downtown Louisville. At the show, you'll have the opportunity to share experiences and brainstorm new approaches to your business challenges with friends and like-minded professionals. You don't want to miss the opening keynote, Secrets of Being an Effective Leader, presented by retired Navy 4-star Admiral James Stavridis. Register now at GIE-expo.com, and we'll see you October 20th through the 22nd in Louisville.
When you're signing up for GIE, remember to use that special promo code BRIAN. That saves you 50% off your registration price. And now, back to Fullerton Unfiltered.
All right, guys. Well, always a great time. I hear from the show sponsors and announcements, and we really do appreciate you guys supporting them. So let's do this. Eric, let's go back to you. I want to hear a little bit of your startup story, and then maybe we can oogle a little bit over equipment, because half of your Instagram feed is just equipment and mowers, and I love checking out all the things you use as well. So let's do this. You're actually, I don't know if you wanted to say your age, but I thought you were a lot younger, like in your 30s, but you're 42, man. Going on 35. Like you, I was joking before we hit record. I said, hey, keep using your wife's eye cream or whatever you're using, man, because it's working. So
right, I know.
I didn't know you were 42, but how long have you been in the industry and cutting grass and doing the deal?
So I started in 1998 when I got one of my first jobs, real jobs, I'll say, back in college, right out of high school. We started working for the city of Dublin, which is a suburb here, and their parks department worked in their horticulture department. And so that was a great seasonal job where I learned a lot and didn't do anything with mowers. It was all just plants and mulching and maintaining the parks. And then that was a great job for college. And then when I graduated college, I was going to school to become a teacher. Mm-hmm. And so I said, hey, what am I going to do in the summers? Well, like, I'm not going to go work for someone else to make, piddlesticks money. I know, being your own business owner, you can make a lot more money. You can control your schedule, Mm-hmm. And so I started my own landscape company because that's what I did in college, and that's kind of what I knew. And, I just kind of started little at a time, equipment here, equipment there, and just kind of built up over the years, kind of like what you did, just kind of seeing what worked and just kind of going from there, and so, yeah, so what 2006 was when I officially started my own company. Okay. So since then, just been getting bigger and better and just learning a lot more each year, and just, I've been blessed all along the way,
Nice. I'm into that. Are you still teaching, or are you full-time in lawn care landscaping?
Yeah, no, I am still teaching.
No kidding.
So I teach art. Yeah, I teach art. Yeah. At the middle school here for Olentangy local schools, and I love it because I get to do creative things with art and with kids and working with individuals and just helping them problem solve, and then I get to go out 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock and get on the mower and just kind of do the creative aspect of that, mowing or landscaping or whatever it might be, solving, customers' problems and helping them have a nice yard.
Wow. So you are teaching during the day, 6 to 3 or 7 to 3, I would imagine. And then, so do you have the guys go out for you to mow? Do you have a couple employees working for you, or what's the setup day to day for that?
Not so much. No, usually, they meet me in the evenings, at my house is where I have my shop. And then we'll go out and mow, 10 to 12 yards in the evenings.
Oh, wow.
And then, Saturdays we'll go out and mow 30, we got 2 mowers and 2 weed eaters, 2 backpack blowers, and we just knock them out. And just, again, all the route density you guys always hear everyone talking about, like that is key to getting our jobs done. And so I'm really tight, really organized with my schedule, and that just helps me be very efficient because, obviously teaching full time, having a family, and then running a business, I'm, got to be very organized and on top of things.
Yeah, you guys are busy, man. I can imagine. Yeah. And you have 6 kids, right?
6 kids, yes, sir.
Man,
yeah,
definitely something in the water in Ohio, man, in Columbus, So
probably just our water.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped. I didn't see. That's the cool thing about the podcast is like you know people, you get to hang out with people, but you don't know their whole story, right? And I just love hearing like the backstory, like how did you get started? And many of us, let's be honest, is very similar. We get started at 10, 12, 15 years old. We're push mowing, but I love the stories too, where somebody's a firefighter or a police officer or they're a teacher. I've met and done so many coaching calls with teachers that are, trying to decide, like, do I go full time with this side hustle? Like they're making $50,000 as a teacher. Not every school system pays as well as like maybe Metro Detroit or some of the bigger cities, right? A lot of rural teachers make 20, 30 grand. Probably deserve double that, let's be honest. And they're like, well, like my passion is the kids and teaching, but the reality is like I'm making 80 grand mowing grass nights and weekends. What do I do? And so that is really cool. I didn't know that you were a teacher. I thought literally you were a full-time business owner, bro.
Yeah, no, I think about it a lot going out on my own, but you know what? It kind of works both ways because, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket,
Sure,
teaching's
absolutely.
Good. I got good retirement, I get a good paycheck here with teaching, but you know what? The lawn care is great where I'm at. And, if I had started 10 years or right out of high school or college, I probably would run my business full time. But
sure.
Halfway through my teaching career, like I'm not going to change now.
No,
so.
you're vested for sure. I don't blame you. That's one thing too. I was going to say is that it's cool that you have a plan A or a plan B. Like you can you can flip flop them. But the cool thing is with the lawn care company, you're never at the whim of the business to have to go make more money because you have a solid career. So you're not like taking on clients or doing work that you don't need to do or don't want to do or dealing with some fussy customer longer than you need to be. Amen.
Amen to that. Yes.
That's awesome. Well, let's talk about equipment for a quick second because doing this nights and weekends, you got to be efficient. You got to be productive. You got to fit a 40-hour week schedule into 20 hours. Let's be honest. So what have you found works best for you guys? Do you guys use sit downs, standers? I see a lot of Exmark. I see some yellow. So where are you guys at with your current equipment lineup?
Yeah, currently using Wright ZKs, 72 and a 61 inch.
Okay.
The 72 is, I think, the most underrated mower in the industry. Like you hardly see anybody out there with 72s, but
right.
And it all depends on your property and your setup. But I've got a lot of suburb yards that are small, quarter acres that I can take them on, and then I've got some that are an acre and a half, 2 acres, 3 acres. So the 72 has been working great for my setup, and then the 61, in the smaller areas don't have really too much with fence or backed in yards, gated yards. But I do have an Exmark 30-inch push mower for those either wet areas or a couple small gates.
Sure. Are you mowing in like the subdivisions around like Lewis Center and Polaris? Or are you guys more rural, or where are you guys at in the C-Bus area?
I am just west of that, Dublin and Powell. So yes, but it is mostly subdivision lots. It takes you 10 minutes to mow.
Yep.
And so you're in and out of there in 15 minutes, mow and trim, you and another guy.
Yep.
So
what are you guys getting for a lot these days down there by where you guys are mowing?
So 35 would be your typical minimum charge for a typical subdivision lot, you know, and then on up for, you know, as the acreage or the lots go up.
Yeah. And I've been in through those subdivisions. I have a lot of guys that call in. I've done quite a few coaching calls. There was somebody over in Powell area. He was a new business owner, younger kid, maybe 19, 20-ish years old. I remember doing a coaching call with him. Gosh, maybe last year spring. He's probably listening to the show. I forget his name at this exact moment, but if I remembered his name, I remember exactly all the details. But he was getting started mowing and aerating, and he's like, yeah, I'm in these like there's nice subdivisions, and there's hundreds of homes, thousands of homes in that area, and they're not very large. But he's like, man, we can cut, trim, blow solo, and he was saying like you were 10, 15 minutes in and out, $30, $30, $40, $40. And that route density really pays off. Are you guys just in these subdivisions, or do you guys also do some commercial, or what's the makeup of those 80 clients that you guys take care of?
Yeah, most of it is residential. I do have some commercial companies, small mom and pop dentist office,
okay,
couple churches, a few things like that, and that's kind of been where the plowing comes in. So I'm able to like plow my church, plow another church, plow some other small mom and pop stuff before school starts, and then if school gets canceled, then I go out and hit my residentials, because obviously if school's canceled, it's probably 2 or 3 inches,
right?
Then I start hitting the residentials. Then at that time, after the commercial is done.
What happens if you guys get a bunch of snow and you don't get a school snow day? It's like that awkward 1 to 2 or 3 inches. Then you got customers calling. How do you balance all that?
Usually it doesn't happen.
Okay.
We get the delay, and then it's just, hitting the commercials. But I mean, if it's bad enough, then the residents, school's canceled, go hit the residents. So I've been blessed. Hasn't happened. So, no one's ever been mad at me or whatever. So that's always good. So
no, amen. So is your whole business over there just in like the Powell area, or do you go to like, Easton, or are you ever going like further, east to Westerville, or do you just stay in that?
No, I stay within like 15 minutes of my house. So 15 minutes, is about as far as I travel for mowing.
Yep.
And it just keeps the route densely efficient. When you could do 9 in a neighborhood,
yep.
You got, or 3 next door, like boom, boom, boom. Like, that's how we do them real fast in the evening after school.
Amen to that. I just did a podcast. It just dropped about 2-3 weeks ago at the time of this recording. And it was about route density, and, like the greater Columbus area, or greater Metro Detroit area are great examples of like, you can have sections of town where you can do like a Monday is this area, a Tuesday is this area. Ideally, you're in the same area 4 or 5 days a week, right? But I've been up and down 270 there, and especially with traffic, 4 or 5 o'clock, that place can turn into a nightmare with just gridlock. And you're like, oh, it's only 10 minutes down the road, but once you load up your whole rig and you try to take the highway all the way across town, 71 as well, it just it's smart to stay in one section of town. You know what I mean? So
right.
I think you guys are smart to not chase rabbits all the way across all the different north, south, east, and west of the north side of Columbus, because that can get pretty tricky pretty quickly. Well, let me ask you this. You said you're rocking a lot of the right mowers. What kind of equipment do you guys get access to? All the big name brands. I see you got the CartMate on Instagram here. I'm just checking out. How's that thing working out for you?
CartMate, bought that last fall. It was a game changer. This spring for all the mulch jobs, especially the bigger ones that we have, it just saves the guy's legs,
Yep.
Throughout the day, and just their backs, we're just running that. And that was great. Some of the smaller houses, you still do the wheelbarrows, you get in between plants and dumps, but, the CartMate has its purpose, has its jobs, and, worked beautifully this year. Definitely very excited. And that's one reason too. I ran a lot of Exmark, the Stars didn't hold the cut for the CartMate, so the right had the stronger drive train and 37 Briggs. So, that was part of the reason why I kind of switched into the right, because I knew it could handle it,
Amen. Yeah, I like the right mowers, the ZKs. They're sweet. We don't have any right up here. I know a lot of you guys listening in are like, Fullerton, try something different, besides just red and Exmark. And I'm like, look, it's just not existent. Like Weingart's our dealer network. They have it on lock. You might be able to get I don't know, some Husqvarna mowers, but realistically, there's no other brand. I mean, I guess about 45 minutes away, I got some Ferris, and about an hour kind of southeast of me, 45 minutes southeast of me, you can get some Skag. But realistically, I'd say 9 out of every 10 mowers that are sold in our market are Exmark. And so that's why you see us rocking the Laser Z all the time. And then, some of the Exmark stand-on units, maybe more Exmark stand-on units to come in the future. Who knows where that is, right, Eric? So
right.
That's one of those things where we can't talk about things we don't know nothing about. Amen. So
wink, wink. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, hey, one question I have, and I might be right or wrong here, I'm not sure, but is that shop that you guys have, is that your pole barn or shop, or is that a place you rent?
Yeah. No, that's on my property. So it's just right off my house.
Yeah.
So, it's a nice 40 by 50. Got it built, I guess 2.5 years ago. The Amish came in, threw it up in 4.5 days, and they're coming back next month. I'm going to have them insulate it and finish the inside, which I should have had it done when I had it built. But
wow.
Yeah, excited to and blessed to have this, So.
Amen. Well, I saw so many shop photos of yours and other guys like Jeremy Connect, and they, I just love seeing Mitchell Gordy's shop build. I'm pricing out pole barns, and we actually just got all the plans back, and then the dollar figure, and I'm like, all right, well, between that and the house, I think we're gonna have to wait till next summer to do the shop, because it's man, with steel being up 100% and then wood being up 300% at the time of this recording in July of 21, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And so I'll have to pick your brain off here, which if you don't mind sharing what you guys spent, but you don't have to talk about that right now, because I'm doing my research. I plan to do a full price breakdown, and all I'll tell you guys out there is make more money, because it's I'm like, who's buying these things, man? And at this price point, and then the guy tells me they're booked out, 6 to 9 months, and I'm like, man, am I a loser? Like that. So I'm just laughing and cracking myself up at some of the prices that things cost. But
I know. It's unreal.
Yeah. So, well, let me ask you this. We'll probably button this up here pretty quickly, but let me ask you guys this. In terms of service, what's the most profitable thing you guys do? Because you said you do aerations, overseeding, mowing, some landscaping, snow plowing. What do you guys prefer to do the most with your company?
I mean, I prefer to do the mowing because it's just easier with the schedule. But I mean, once school's out, I've trained kind of all my clients like, hey, I'm going to come trim your bushes, edge, beds, and mulch, So they're kind of used to wait until the end of May and all of June to get their mulch done. So,
right.
But right now, it's both equally profitable, the mowing and the mulching. But yeah, then just the aerations and split seeding, that's all just kind of bonus, come fall, spring, fall. So
yeah. Do you guys ever have any issues with customers that like your schedule? Maybe you have I don't know here, like PTA conferences, or you got to work a school event in the evening, an assembly or something like that, right? Do you have your customers? Do they know that it's your part-time business, but you treat it full-time, but it's your part-time gig, and sometimes you have to mow every 6 days or every 8 days? Like, how do you handle that with scheduling?
Yeah, no, it's always worked out because I know, the calendar. I know what's coming up, and so I'm always checking the weather. Seeing what's going to happen with the rain or whatever. Yeah, and school functions or like my own kids. Like now, my kids are in middle school and high school. My 2 older ones, so they've got cross country meets, and so
sure.
I might work half a day Saturday and then work the other half on Sunday to get stuff mowed or done or taken care of. But, it's definitely, most of my clients know I'm a teacher, and, I'm always there in a timely manner. Like, I like to keep, and be very consistent. I don't want, obviously their yards get long and shabby looking and then double cut it, and then that takes more time. So I'm always trying to be very efficient, not taking on too much work that I can't handle.
Right. No, that's cool. I mean, I heard communication and organization. That's the biggest takeaways, because I have so many folks that listen in that are firefighters and police, and the schedule changes, and guys that are EMT, right, and they work, I don't know, 24 on, 48 off, 48 on, 24 off, and all this stuff. And it's totally doable. Just tell your customers, up front that when they sign up, hey, here's, just so you know, I know you have expectations. Here's what I can do. I'm very professional. We treat it very serious, but there might be a little bit of scheduling where I got to just make sure that it makes sense for my first job as well as this. And that's fine. Most customers don't mind. And then they also are excited to support you and your side business. So it's actually kind of like a feather in your cap to have that conversation. You know what I mean? So it actually can work for you, not against you. So don't ever be, too hesitant out there to tell people the truth. You should always tell people the truth, what's going on. And they really appreciate that. No, I really enjoy it. Eric, let me ask you this.
And the other thing,
yeah, go ahead.
It works for is when you're out mowing at 4, 5, 6 o'clock at night, during the school year, like the neighbor comes out and says, hey, can you mow my yard, or can you aerate, or, put me on a schedule, and so
that helps a lot.
To interact with your clients more, either your personal clients or future potential clients, which is nice too.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah. That's a great tip. Like I don't condone, or not condone, but like I don't encourage people to, invert their whole business to work, 10 to 6 or 10 to 8, when you can work 8 to 4. But that was my story. We used to mow all the time till 7 or 8 p.m. in the summer. And we would get so many clients because they would get home at 5 o'clock and see us out there for 2-3 hours in the evenings in those subdivisions. And I really think that's what helped us get a lot of that route density back in the day. And, because think about it, people aren't home 8 to 5, at least not like today where everybody works from home, if you're a professional. But, just 5 years ago, everybody left. They'd come home at 5 o'clock. The subdivisions would all have those 80 people's lawns mowed in the subdivision that week, and nobody would know the secret army existed, right?
Right.
And then nights and weekends, I'd come through just doing the best I can with the equipment I had at the time. And we'd have so many people come out and say, oh, hey, like I always wondered who did our neighbor's lawn. So can you guys, give us a quote? So that always helps out. I like it. Well, hey, let me do this. Open mic, man. Again, your story is unique. It's really cool that as a teacher that you're able to create this side hustle. I'm sure it's, I always tell people like success is relative. What a successful lawn care business means to me is going to be different for somebody else. And I've said 100 times, you might be starting a lawn care business because you want a brand new, baller truck. Somebody else might want to make $100,000 a year and keep their wife from having to work a job so she can be a stay-home mom. Other people are mowing grass nights and weekends to put braces on their kids or to pay for a family vacation. Like there's no right or wrong answer. I was actually in Des Moines, Iowa, and I took an Uber from the hotel to Outback just to get some dinner, really simply. And I asked the guy, I said, do you Uber a lot? Like, do you drive a lot? He said, I Uber Fridays and Saturdays. My kids are grown. I Uber Fridays and Saturdays. That's my golfing money. The money I make there, I'm able to go spend on new golf clubs and tee time or whatever. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And so everybody does everything for different reasons. But Eric, this is for your company. Your motivation, I'm sure, is your family and anything else that you run this whole business for.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like I check mark all the things above. Like my wife can stay home; she can homeschool the kids. Like I put 2 kids in braces this year. Check.
Well, there you go.
Vacation or whatever. We're taking our 20-year anniversary vacation actually tomorrow, Sunday.
Whoa! Hey, congratulations, man! Wow.
Yeah, actually, it's in August 11th, but we're taking a vacation now.
Sure.
So
that's cool.
So yeah, it works great, and then maybe one day I've got 6 kids, maybe one of them might be interested or 2 of them or whatever. Or if not, that's fine. I'm going to enjoy my retirement, have some money, mow, maybe retire early from teaching. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. So yeah, like you said, you checked all the boxes, all the above.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome. And like how many businesses out there can you do nights and weekends? I always think about that. Like there might be a few other businesses or industries you could kind of dabble with to do that, but you're not going to take out a $400,000 loan for a Jimmy John's franchise and work at 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. 4 days a week. Okay. That's just not going to happen. But a lawn and landscape company, you get a couple mowers, you get some commercial auto insurance, some liability insurance, some flyers, some t-shirts, and you're in business, man. And, like I said, maybe it's only 10 or 20 grand a year, but I'll tell you what, 10, 20 grand a year on the side of your, your corporate job or your first plan A, income, that can really make a dent in your family's financial future and options. So I like it, man. Eric, this is really good, man. I promised you I'd keep it short and sweet. You got a lot going on this weekend as you guys are gearing up to do a bunch of family things as well. So we truly appreciate the time. If people want to connect with you, can they follow along on Instagram and DM you and say, hey, if they want to?
Yeah, absolutely. Just look me up on Instagram or Facebook at the EH Group.
The EH Group. So we got Eric Hughes, the EH
Eric
Group.
Hughes.
I love it, man.
Yeah, just my initials. Yeah.
Are you guys making the time to go down to GIE Expo this fall?
Yes, we are very excited. Yeah, a couple other teacher buddies that own landscape companies. We're all heading down, and we'll be there. So
no, you got the old and tangy teacher mafia coming on down, right? All the lawn care teachers.
That's right. Yeah, we got our hotels reserved and we're ready.
Yeah, dude, that is so cool. I did a coaching call with a guy. I think it was like last summer, and we were talking the whole time. And he had told me he is a school superintendent. And he mows, he did $90,000 with his lawn and landscape company on the side. I was like,
that's amazing.
That's what I said. I said, wait a minute, you're the superintendent. I know he's making 100, 150, 200,000 bucks most likely. Right. And he's also doing 90 grand. It was him and his, one of his sons who was like 19 or 20. And I was just so impressed. I'm like, I need to ask you questions, brother. Like how do you manage it all? How are you doing everything? How are you raising successful kids? So either which way, I totally respect all you teachers out there that are kicking butt, running your side hustles, especially through summertime. And Eric is a great example, somebody that I really enjoy just messaging back and forth on Instagram, giving a hard time to each other back and forth whenever we can. It's always a good time. So Eric, thanks for taking time to be on the show, brother. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Thank you to the audience.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, hey, we'll button up right here. If you guys enjoyed the show, maybe tag us on Instagram. Maybe share it if you guys want. Maybe share it with another lawn bro. We appreciate you listening and hanging with us for a half hour. Hopefully, it motivates you guys and just helps you keep on going through the day while you guys are out there, dealing with rain, dealing with just heat, just sweating it out. I'm most likely on the mower right now listening to this, just like you guys are. So I'm out there doing the same thing you guys are. And so we always appreciate all the different guests that join us on the show. And today we had Eric with the EH Group as well. So, guys, that's it. We're going to button up right here. If you guys want to listen to another episode of the podcast, we drop them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and also all the resources and show sponsors and announcements. We keep that in the show notes down below. You can always check there to get more info. But, guys, that's what we got for you today, and we look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next one.
We want to thank the lawn and landscape community for making GIE Plus Expo their place to reunite as an industry. Like a family reunion, thousands of dealers, landscape pros, and contractors return annually to network, share ideas, learn best practices, and make new friends. It all starts Wednesday, October 20th with the opening reception and continues into the night with free concerts in downtown Louisville. At the show, you'll have the opportunity to share experiences and brainstorm new approaches to your business challenges with friends and like-minded professionals. You don't want to miss the opening keynote, Secrets of Being an Effective Leader, presented by retired Navy 4-star Admiral James Stavridis. Register now at GIE-expo.com, and we'll see you October 20th through the 22nd in Louisville.
Here's Brian Fullerton talking about one of the benefits of purchasing the postcard designs from L'Entrepreneur-Academy.com.
Hey, I don't want you guys to have to spend 10 hours trying to get these things designed and all that back and forth, especially if it is during the busy season.
Your time is valuable, and so is your money.
If you buy 2,500, you get 500 extra cards for free. If you buy 5,000, you get an extra 1,000 for free. So that's some of Brian's discounted rates that you're getting.
That's Samantha Heald from Postcard Mania, who is Brian's preferred printer for these proven marketing pieces.
Buy the design from L'Entrepreneur Academy. Email up Samantha and her team. We have a direct link and contact info to reach out to them. And if you guys take that design, that PDF art file, Samantha and her team will make minor edits for
free. Yep, for free. We're doing it for free.
So if you want more customers and discounted pricing on printing, then the proven postcard designs and templates at L'Entrepreneur-Academy.com is the way to go.
Because of the fact that we print all of our own stuff in-house, there are certain tiers and quantities for us that it make more sense where you guys are getting better price breaks.
Catch Brian's full interview with Samantha on episode 173 and crush your marketing efforts with 11 new postcard designs to go along with the 4 seasonal card designs from last year. L'Entrepreneur-Academy.com.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.